Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 2 of IEM Melbourne 2025. We're here at the Intel booth once again for another beautiful day of Counter-Strike. But if you want to be a part of some Counter-Strike history here, come up to the Intel stage and you can have a 1v1 versus INS, the IGL of FlyQuest. You can test out the new PC that we've got here and you can play on a PC that is liquid nitrogen cooled. You feel like you don't get enough FPS at home, this is definitely going to give you more than your eyes can handle. So if you want to come up towards the stage here, we'll start getting our first competitors on the stage. You'll win some swag from Intel, you'll win some raffle tickets, and if you take down INS, you might even get a very, very special prize. So if we've got some competitors soon, Rice, let's get them in.
Yeah, if you guys are interested in versing a pro player, make sure you guys come down and test your skill. You will have an overclocked computer. You will have way more frames than him. I believe it was 1,800 frames on average is what I was told. And Intia is only going to be playing on 1,000 frames. So still pretty good, but you do have an advantage. You have double nearly the frames that he will be having.
Exactly. We've also got the wonderful, the illustrious, the ever-radiant Jordan Elfish Guy Mays on the stage to cast your 1v1s against INS. So Jordan, if we've got some competitors here, let's put some hands up and Jordan's going to pick our first competitor.
That guy was straight in, so he's number one. Get in here. Listen,
right.
the thing is, I actually think everybody today is going to get absolutely domed, right? INS is a pretty good player. I don't know if you know who he is. He has a map named after him. It's called Inferno. There's a booth here. It's called Instel. So it could be a struggle beating him, but yeah, we were talking about the frames. Maybe that'll make a difference. I don't know that it will.
We'll have to wait and see. First of all, competitor, what is your name? Wrath. So it looks like Wrath versus INS. Rice, I don't know how these competitors are going to go, especially up against, as Jordan said, the Inferno himself. See whether or not they can win some cool stuff from Intel.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be a very, very tough battle. The other question I wanted to ask is what is his rank as well? So we'll ask him, see if he has any chance. See what you guys think. Do you think he can win? What is your rank?
I don't play that game.
He doesn't even play the game!
Oh no. He's doomed. He's literally doomed. If he gets one kill, I think he should win a prize.
True, yep,
One kill because he doesn't play the game, Jordan.
Mate, I'll tell you what, Counter-Strike's not an easy game to play.
That's very true, but maybe on this Overclocked PC, this might be the edge that he needs to try and take down INS. So the way this is going to work, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 1 minute halves, see how many kills they can get. We're going to switch over, we'll have another 1 minute half, and we'll see who's going to come out on top. So as I said, if you want to stick around, you want to try and fight INS, you want to be casted by Jordan Elfish Guys Maze, this is the best place to do it. Looks like we're just getting ready here, Jordan.
It does indeed. I think we're good to go. All right, so we got INS on the left and we got our audience member on the right. So we're going to try and keep track of those kills and see what happens here. INS already off to a flyer, gets himself the opening kill. No surprises, really.
Yeah, no surprises so far here from INS with that AK in hand, looking to try and get these headshots, trying to see if they can get around the corner. 14 HP left for INS. Seems like it will not be enough for Wrath to get the kill.
Okay, so but the thing is here, he's not actually getting any extra HP for every kill. So there is a possibility that we're going to get a kill or two just by virtue of a war of attrition type style situation. INS is going to just have to try and keep banging heads off because he can't afford to take even a single shot now.
That's the scary part when you're going up against a pro like INS, but he's finally gone down, so Wrath gets 1 on the board.
1 to 3 so far. 1 to 4, maybe 5. Tab check? Can we get a tab check? 1 to 4.
1 to 4, with only 4 seconds left to go in this half. We'll see whether or not Wrath can get this final kill or INS can get this lead going out. So we will switch sides once again, Jordan, and there's a big deficit to try and come back here for our competitor.
Yeah, pretty rough. I don't even know, as far as a strategy, what could you go for here, because you obviously want to try and force some fights early on in the piece, and that's a sharp shot. That'll do it.
All right, a good little start here from Wrath on the left-hand side of the stage, taking down INS, gets a couple more of those bullets and a headshot as well. He's coming back, Jordan.
What is this, like high ground advantage or something? I don't think that exists in this game of Counter-Strike, but apparently it's a thing. INS struggling a little bit.
Oh!
Scorelines now evening up as this half is 3-0 thus far, but INS is not happy about it. He's locking back in. He does not want the embarrassment of losing his first game on stage here at IEM Melbourne.
It seems like the overclocked CPU is doing the work here with all these frames on board, Rice. As we said, 1,700 frames seems like it's more than enough to click INS' head.
Slowing down a little bit, unfortunately, on the other side of the stage as INS starts to do a little bit of spawn camping. I think that's a little bit of a, it's like kind of like a dirty strategy, but it's all right. We've got to We've got a reputation to uphold here.
We've got to give all the advantages we can on the stage, and that's 5 in a row now for Inns, being able to make that comeback. And unfortunately for our competitor, was not enough to take down Inns. So ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Raph on the left-hand side of the stage.
It was a good effort. I'll give him that. There was probably a good 10, 15 second window in there where it felt like he was going to be able to make something happen.
Yeah, pretty good effort for somebody who doesn't even play CS as well. So really good effort from our first competitor. Does anybody else think they can do better? Somebody
Right.
yelling really loudly.
We're going to pick him. Got to pick him, Rice. Pick one.
I think I'll just go for the person yelling really loudly.
All right,
that's not
FaZe
gonna-
Clan.
Doesn't mean I'm going to pick the next person because they're yelling. Just saying.
I just want to
That's
get
a
a
bit
bit
rough.
of an idea of those of you in the audience. Can we get like a hands up depending on how high your rank is? So how many of you guys are above 10K? How many above 15K? How many above 20K? How many above 25?
There's 25 out the
That's a
back.
lie. Is this real? Are you actually
Rank
above
check.
25?
I need a screenshot that's dated today. If we're going to pull up the 2500,
What rank are you on FACEIT?
25K.
Do we have any FACEIT level 10s? All right. We might have a couple of challenges for Inns later on then. We'll see.
So what's your name and what's your rank?
Lawrence, and I play FACEIT, and I also play Steam rank. I think I got more than 10,000 scores. Yeah, and I keep practice. I love this game, and I hope these FaZe fans like me FaZe up.
All right.
That's audacious, giving a microphone away to somebody in the audience, but we'll get with it. So Jordan, what are the prizes that we've got here for our competitors against Inns on the stage if they're able to take him down?
Well, everyone that needs to play against Inns does need some head protection. They're going to be copping a few headshots. So everyone will be receiving a Intel bucket hat. They are quite swag. So that's what you get if you just play. And you can look cool like Luke.
It's reversible.
It is reversible. And that will be a hit with the ladies in the crowd as well. So I think it's good fashion. But if you do manage to beat Inns, which is going to be a difficult task, you will get a commemorative Intel Extreme Masters coin, which typically does not get given away to the public, though you may have received one in a premium goodie bag at some point.
Yeah.
That would have been a bronze one, normally. The ones we've got here are specific special silver ones for the Intel booth as well. So you can't get it anywhere else, at least as far as I know. I might just be lying.
Yeah, we'll have to check your receipts on that one, Jordan, a little bit later on, but we've already got a game in front of us. Inns got the first kill so far. Our competitor on the left-hand side of the stage in Lawrence is playing on a super cooled PC. 1700 frames for them up against Inns, wins the second fight.
He's locked in. He's actually locked in. We're at 1-1, which is about as close as it's been all day long. Inns is going to quickly pull it back, though, with a nice little kill on in there. And just going for this sort of tap style. You know, he's not really messing around too much with the spray. You've got to be kind of aware of your ammo management here as well. You know, there's typically when you're playing DM in CS, you're going to be getting... If you get a kill, you normally get extra HP, you get your ammo reloaded instantly, those kinds of things. That's not the case here on the stage, so it is about resource management as well for Inns here. And he's down to 10 HP. Gonna go for a bit of a spray in that one, but does get the job done. He's on a 4-kill streak now, so really starting to build that lead up. He doesn't want to be giving away any coins today, it seems. Yeah,
it seems like he wants to try and keep that coin under lock and key on the stage here, and so far, a competitor in Lawrence this first half didn't go the way that they'd planned. They got 1 kill on the board, looking to try and make it multiple this time around, but unfortunately, once again, Inns too sharp.
Not too much of a surprise, is it? And that's a nice shot. Tapping away at the head once again. You can see the way that he tries to sort of gather info as well. He's not kind of just standing out in no man's land, standing out in the open. That one, a nice little push, though, coming through from our audience member. Not going to be enough to exchange it back in a particularly positive manner, but still getting some kills on the board.
Ooh, getting ever so close there to be able to take down Inns once again, but too many of these headshots are going the way of the FlyQuest IGL, showing why that they're the pro and these people are here to just see if they can compete. And right so far, it has looked so good for Inns.
Looking really good indeed, counting up quite a few kills. I don't know how many Lorenzo has been getting, but Inns is very, very much in the lead right now, comfortably so. Yes, it keeps going down to 24 HP, you know, low HP, but he still stays alive. And even on low HP, he gets those headshots.
And with the round over, it looks like it is time once again for Inns to finish up. Was that 2 rounds or 1? Is that 2? All right. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Lawrence here on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, doesn't walk away with a coin. Walks away with a bucket hat and a raffle ticket.
It's hard.
Oh, sorry.
It's tough. It is difficult. It's difficult. Well, probably more difficult than you can expect, but there's always more opportunities. Inz is going to be here for a little while longer, so we'll see if we can get someone that can actually beat him.
All right. Who was the guy who had the 25,000 rating and the face of level 10s? These guys out the back. See here. Bring him up. Test your mettle.
You're going to be exposed if you're lying, by the way.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to do it. Just come this side. Come this side. Just come this side. Yeah. Just do it now. Just sit down here.
If you participate, you will be getting a raffle ticket for the Intel CPU giveaway later today. So make sure you guys come back at 7:15 if you guys want to participate in that raffle.
Speaking of which, I hear they're pretty good. Now, there's a new gen of the Intel CPUs coming out. This is actually an Intel PC that Inz is playing on. You can see he's got 1,000 FPS, which I'm sure for those of you at home sounds like a pretty obscene number. My PC at home runs about 300 FPS, so I wouldn't mind necessarily picking myself up a 1,000 FPS machine, but obviously, with all this new technology coming through, you're kind of seeing lots of good advancements being made by Intel with regard to your gaming performance. But also, you know, obviously, Rice, you're a content creator, so you'd be quite up to date with all of this, what's going on. There's additions to the gaming performance, but you can also do a lot better with the content creation side of things as well. So that helps us out. So if there's any content creators out there as well, I encourage you to have a little bit of a look in and see what's going on with the PCs as well.
Yeah, these Intel Core Ultra CPUs are really good for multitasking. You're really easily able to stream at the same time as play, so they're really good. Yeah, so that is exactly what Inz is using at the moment, and that is what we will be giving away later this afternoon at 7:15 p.m. with those raffle tickets that you are collecting all over this booth.
Yeah, the raffle tickets are also important, Jordan, much like these kills that Inz are getting right now to be able to get this lead going forward. Doesn't want to give away that premium IEM Melbourne silver coin.
Yeah, but maybe having a little bit more of a difficult time in this matchup. You can tell it's a little bit closer at the moment, but still doing okay for himself. Trouble is, you get a spawn like that, and you're just out in no man's land, and you end up losing a lot of HP for free. So that can make things a little bit rough. Ooh. Nice trade back, though. Yeah,
it's a good start here for Josh on the left-hand side of the stage. We're seeing if they can continue these fights, seeing about whether or not they're going to keep this as tight as it has been so far.
Ooh.
Bad spawn, but it works out well for a competitor on the left-hand side.
4-3, so pretty close at this point in time. 4-4 in the first half, very close. As close as it has been, closer than it has been. So this might be the first time.
Oh, okay.
Inz will fall on the stage, and we're getting some banter on the other side of the stage here. We're getting fired up a little bit. This guy, I think you might have watched Carrigan on the stage. He understands, you know, playing to the crowd a little bit.
Seeing if he can get the crowd on his side so far, where even when it comes to the kills, but now Inz has gotten that lead ahead once again. With only 36 seconds left to go in this round, Jordan, it's going to be oh so important for Josh on the left-hand side. Now at a 2-kill deficit, they need to get these clean headshots to finish off Inz.
Ooh, another one's going to go back in the other direction. 6-7. Inz is up by 1 at the moment. Now 2. 20 seconds left on the clock to bring that lead back. It is close. It is closer than it has been. But as has always been the case, late in these tournaments, late in these rounds, Inz is able to fire up and start to pull it back in his favor.
I don't think there's going to be enough time for Josh on the left-hand side of the stage. There's only 4 seconds left to go. He needs these 1-taps, 2 in a row, to even be able to get close to Inz. And unfortunately, that will mean that they fall to Inz once again.
It was close. It was close. That was a good effort.
Close as we got, Jordan. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, hands up. We get some competitors going here to play on the Intel stage. Who do we choose, Jordan? Who do we choose? Who do we choose?
I'm kind of liking the look of the Banana Man.
You want the Banana Man? All right, Banana Man up on stage. Let's go.
While we're waiting for them to come up, Jordan, would you like to talk to the Team AU Extreme Overclocking and see what they're actually doing over here?
Sure. All right, what are you guys up to? Do you want to talk me through it?
This is running at -145 right now and at 7.5 gigahertz. So that's how we go from 1,000 frames to 1,700. So.
Like, I'm not going to lie, when I was told, I walked into the booth this morning and they told me there's a PC run by Liquid Nitrogen. I thought that was a joke. I had to ask multiple times. So is this something you guys do regularly, or is it just, you know, just for this specifically, or what's the deal? What's going on here?
We're normally trying to break world records, so benchmarks, not really Counter-Strike. This is kind of just for fun.
I heard, and tell me if this is correct or not, that last year at IEM Sydney, you guys broke a world record. Is that right?
We got the memory frequency world record last year, and we did the Counter-Strike FPS world record as well.
So 1700 FPS is obviously a little bit ridiculous, but when we're talking about what you could do on a PC like this normally, what would kind of the range be at? If I was just playing a game of Counter-Strike, where do you think I could normally sit? Because that one's sitting at 1,000. Is that something that every man could possibly be hitting at home?
Yeah, maybe 500 to 1,000 is probably a good, maybe not 1,800, but 500 to 1,000 is good. Yep.
So if I want 1,800, I need to be liquid cooling with liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, LN2 and pouring every 30 seconds to keep it there. Pretty impossible.
It doesn't sound very, it sounds pretty cost prohibitive, is kind of what I'm trying to say. I think it would be pretty hard to get that one going at home. But hey, maybe for those of you that want 1,800 FPS on the regular, you can look into that. We'll see.
We'll see indeed. Thank you for those wonderful insights about how this overclocking is going. We've already seen this round get most of its way through here for INS. And our competitor on the left-hand side is starting to get a lot of these kills going their way as well. Let's do a quick tab check as soon as we change these rounds. But INS is starting to fight back, playing aggressive as well. We've only a couple seconds left in this first round. We've got one round to go, ladies and gentlemen.
I think
5-4. 5-4 is the score. 1 minute on the clock. So the Banana Man may be able to make this one happen. INS usually pretty comfortable dealing with Banana. Does it on Inferno a lot.
That's a good one, Jordan. That's why they pay you the big bucks, mate.
That's right.
And we're looking to see if we can get our competitor to take down INS here in this 1v1 aim map, or whether or not INS will continue that unbeaten streak and show the reason why he's up here on stage and everybody else is watching at home.
It's still pretty tight, but oh, that's a good shot.
That's a good one.
What is it, 8-7 right now? INS, come on, man. Got to be stepping it up here. 25 seconds left on the clock. Two kills, rather, the lead in this round.
Oh.
And again, just when the pressure is on, I feel like he's a bit of a psychopath. Maybe he wants to like let them have a chance. He wants to let them feel that hope, and then decides, okay, I'm just going to pick up 3 or 4 headshots right in the last 15 seconds. That's really not fair. That's really not very nice.
And unfortunately, this is the competitive spirit that we need to see from INS, our big competitor. And then once again, been able to walk away with the dub. Banana Man got close, Jordan, but it wasn't enough.
we never got to introduce ourselves to Banana Man at first. So what is your name and what's your rank?
I'm Daniel. I haven't played Counter-Strike properly for like 2 years, so.
You've done well, actually. You've done really well for not having played CS in a couple of years. What I'd like to know is what is the experience like playing against someone like INS versus the guys that you would just meet regularly online?
I don't shake against the guys I play online, so I'm a little bit nervous here in front of, I don't know, a fraction of what they play against on the stage. So, yeah.
All right. Well, that's what we always talk about when we talk about that stage fright. But hey, I'd have to say you gave it a good crack.
So how do we want to pick the next competitor from the audience? What do you want to do?
I think it's your turn, actually.
Is it my
I
turn?
think Luke and I picked the last one. I chose Banana Man.
All right.
So it's up to you. So they got to impress you.
All right. How can somebody impress me? Let me think.
I feel like we've chosen a lot of cosplayers. So maybe we get a regular, everyday Aussie yobbo.
I have an idea.
Yeah, okay. All right.
My idea is whoever can yell loudest. I haven't finished. Whoever can yell loudest, Intel. I don't know if there's an advantage because they're closer to me,
this
but
is a
they
very
were
hard
louder.
barometer to test.
I think over in this direction. I think
they don't like it. The crowd doesn't like it.
I'm sorry, but they were louder over here.
All right, bring him up on stage. In the IEM jersey, what's your name, sir?
Pedro, from Brazil.
Oh, from Brazil. Okay, let's go.
No wonder he could yell really loudly. I hear those guys go kind of crazy.
All right, so let's see if he's able to take down INS here on our 1v1 aim map, or whether or not INS will continue this unbeaten streak. We'll give him a couple of moments here, Jordan, just to make sure they know exactly what's going on with this aim map.
Now, I'm pretty sure FlyQuest had a pretty bad record against Brazilian teams at one point. I think they were like 0-13.
Jordan, you can't say that. INS is right there. He can hear you.
It's all right. I mean, I say it online. He has to hear it anyway, so he knows. He knows.
We all know that pro players don't listen to your casting, Jordan. It's fine.
0 and 13. 0 and 13, but they did manage to win one back at the start of this year, so we'll give them credit there. And this could be another dub right on the stage for FlyQuest against Brazil. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. It's an important matchup here for Inns as he gets locked in for this first half.
Exactly. So we've got the first half underway, ladies and gentlemen. Our Brazilian on the left-hand side, unfortunately, cops one to the dome. They are playing on the liquid nitrogen cooled PC here, up to 1700 frames, and see if it's going to be enough for them. So they've been able to get a few kills so far already, Jordan.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Maybe one of those situations where you want to kind of like go strong, hard out the gates and then slow it down a little bit, right? Find a couple of early kills, then slow it down. Try to put a bit of pressure on, bit of that time pressure. There's another kill. Oh,
what was that spawn?
What was that spawn? Indeed, is a question, but it's worked out for Inns. He's able to pull a couple back here. 10 seconds left on the clock in this first half.
They're looking to see if they can pull back this lead. Inns has gone out to a nice, handy lead so far. Now, Brazilian here on the left-hand side, seeing if they can get one back, but I feel like these FlyQuest demons have been sent to Narnia. Been able to deal with them so far, has Inns. We're going to be going into this next round.
6-3 is the scoreline favouring Inns, so a bit of a buffer here. We're going to need to have a good start to the first half. It's always tough, that angle. This one, you've just got no cover to play with.
They're looking to see if they can find anything here. No kills for either side just yet. Inns is playing this nice and cool. Loses that first duel, but now still got plenty of time in that big buffer as well, Jordan.
It's a bold strategy from Inns going out in no man's land, but a bit of an off angle kind of makes it work. You can do that when you have superior aim, and that seems to be the case here for Inns as he picks himself up another one. Nice headshot in 3 HP. Does get taken down, but it's not going to be enough to bounce back these trades quite enough for our audience members, so it looks like it'll be yet another win. Inns, 18 seconds left. He'd have to really fumble this one.
Yeah, he's got a nice handy lead as well. A lot of that extra buffer with the HP, but now getting the reset as well. We'll see in the last 10 seconds what our audience member can do on the left-hand side of the stage, or whether or not Inns will continue this giant lead that they've been able to fall out. Nice little shot there through the box as well. Gets the second last one, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough. So round of applause for our fan here on the stage, ladies and gentlemen. I'll give you a hat. I'll give you a raffle ticket as well, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've still got a little bit more time here to try and get some more of these competitors up on the stage. So I'm going to hand some... I need some hands. Need some good hands. Who's been here for a long time? That's the question. I know there's been quite a lot of people that's been sitting here. Well, whether or not Inns will make this another one. So Jordan, Luke on the left-hand side, already starts with a 10-kill buffer.
What?
Yeah, I don't make the rules. This is how it works.
Wait, who made
10
those
kills.
rules?
Inns, you got to beat him by 10 kills. 10 kills.
Apparently you get a 10-kill handicap.
5 kills, 5 kills.
5?
Inns said 5.
Wait, how good is he? Have we established that?
I don't know. His name's Luke. He gets 5 points.
Is he?
What's your rank?
I peaked
When?
at 21k.
He's beating him before. Okay, all right. Okay, well,
In
let's
what?
see.
In Prem.
Oh,
Do you
okay,
even
all
play
right, all
Prem, or
right.
was that one of them like Dexter playing with the fans accounts? Everyone's seen him, right? Everyone's seen him.
All right, we're getting into it, ladies and gentlemen. First round is up here on the stage. We'll see whether or not Luke can take down Inns once again. Inns gets the opener, though, Jordan.
Indeed. But, you know, it takes a little bit to get used to the setup, so you can expect a couple of early kills coming through from Inns. By the way, remember, he's got a bit of a deficit, so he does have to catch up a little bit here. That's a nice shot.
That's true. 5-kill deficit that he has to try and make up. He's got 3-1 now so far. So he's starting to make that lead ever smaller. And Inns is looking to try and make this another one. But a nice kill back here for Luke on the left-hand side. Headshot keeps that HP nice and high as well. Goes out in the open and Inns rips off that head.
Working hard. He's working hard for these frags. He's definitely out the gate strong.
Don't have much time left in this round either, Jordan.
No.
But it looks like Inns has been able to get that deficit back. We're about at evens if my math is correct. Maybe he's one ahead. We'll check the scoreboard at the end to see whether or not Inns will take down another competitor here on the stage.
Yeah, 1 kill right at the back end. Oh, that's so hard, man. It's so hard. You're just watching. You don't even see him, and then you're dead. So, first half, a bit of a rough one.
He is currently ahead by 5 kills, by the way, 3-8 at the moment.
Okay.
So Luke, even with that 5-kill buffer, is actually currently tied.
We'll see who comes out in this final round then. Is playing for everything. Inns now with a 1-kill lead. Even with that original handicap. Looking to see if they can continue this going here. Nice even kill there from Luke. 5 HP left
Ooh.
remaining for them. Gets the kill again. So now this is starting to look like a spicy one with only 37 seconds left to go, Jordan.
Yeah, the multi-kill, the double kill was huge, but I don't know if it's going to be quite enough. There's another nice spray coming on through, but he's only on 22 HP right now. So, he's actually kind of making it happen. I don't know exactly how close it is, but we might be neck and neck. He's hunting desperately for these kills. Inns has gone down again.
The aggression, I love it. Inns gets a nice spawn behind the box, so he's able to trade that one out, but now back up to full HP is going to be Luke on the left-hand side, looking to see if they can take down Inns, but gets another kill for our champion on the right-hand side of the stage.
Ooh.
And again, another headshot from Luke with 5 seconds left to go. Who's going to win it, Jordan?
5 seconds on the clock. I'm not sure exactly. I think Inns might just have it with that kill. I don't even know where we're at. Can we get a tab check again? 14-9. It's dead even. It's a dead heat.
It's a dead heat. So what do we do? Scissors, paper, rock for the winner?
I don't make the rules.
Yeah,
man.
all right. Scissors, paper, rock for the winner here between Inge. Best of one. Yeah. All right. Scissors, paper. All right. Okay, Inge won.
Oh,
Sorry.
he cannot be defeated on the
whatever.
stage, this guy.
Look.
All right, well, look, we do need to give a quick shout out again to the Intel PC because Inns on 1,000 FPS is doing very, very well for himself. If you guys are not aware, there is some new technology that's been brought out by Intel on these new PCs. I want to talk to you about the overclocking potential. Can we have a bit of a TLDR on what's going on with the new overclocking?
There's a new Intel feature called 200S, and it effectively unlocks the bandwidth between the CPU and the memory controller, and what that means for you is 5 to 10% extra frames.
5 to 10% extra frames, which, goes a long way when you're sitting at, again, on a good top-end PC, maybe 400, 500 FPS. You can get yourself quite a substantial amount of a boost there. And what I was told as well, as someone who is just completely awful with PCs, is that it's actually quite easy to do as well, right? When you would say the words overclocking to me, that's kind of terrifying. I can break my PC. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might turn it into a steaming pile of plastic and metal. But this one, essentially, you just kind of turn it on, right?
It's just a BIOS option, so just go to BIOS, select 200S, and that's it.
And the idea is you turn it on, and then off you go, 10 to 15% extra performance, which is quite a nice little bump. So big fan of that. I think that's a big selling point for me. But we've got another competitor on the stage.
What is your name?
Nick.
Hi, Nick, and what is your rank?
Silver 3.
Silver 3. How do you think you'll fare against Inns?
Terribly.
Yeah, that's fair.
We like the, I would say, confidence in the Silver 3. Looks like we have started our first round here once again, ladies and gentlemen. Our competitor here, Nick, on the left-hand side of the stage, working with this wonderful overclock CPU. All those frames that you could possibly need. And right now we are starting to look at Inns once again. Get more of these kills. Nice and warmed up to the right-hand side of the stage, though, Jordan. That can be the deficit for a lot of these players. They have to get used to this out where Inns has been here for the last half an hour.
Yep, that's exactly right. I mean, these players, when they're playing at an event like IEM, they spend a lot of time warming up on the PCs prior to playing their stage games, and obviously Inns has been essentially doing that by playing against all of the other guys earlier. So, yeah, it's you're kind of just coming in completely blind and trying to sort of figure out the settings as they come. You're probably playing with a mouse that's not familiar, a keyboard that's not familiar. It makes it difficult. So, to be honest, these guys getting kills, I'm just impressed that they're even getting 1 or 2.
Exactly, especially being able to make it quite competitive against Inns, who has been here for the morning. And so far, we can see the lead starting to build up here for Inns. First round is done and dusted, ladies and gentlemen. We've got another minute here. See whether or not Nick can get any more of these kills on the board. Inns has done a good job so far at getting out to this lead. We may have to start putting a few more handicaps on him to see if we can get some competitors to win on the stage. Once again, a nice kill goes the way of Inns. And Nick's trying their best here. Bad spawn up out into the open, Jordan. Means that they are able to actually win that trade.
I mean, you'd think the game would try and do you a solid when you're playing against someone like Inns, but yeah, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Again, going for that tap style. Oh, good effort. Probably a bit of damage done there, down to just under 50 HP is Inns, so could be cleaned up with a couple more nice shots, but again, intense movement coming through from Inns, jumping up on the boxes. He's really getting a bit flamboyant with it. I think he's decided to just take it into a bit of a parkour session right now.
Full send it from Inns, it seems. Be hopping up on some boxes, trying to hit those headshots, trying to win those fights. Nick's only got 8 seconds to see if they can take down Inns once again. Nice little shot there to finish it off, and a headshot on the spawn as well. Sends Inns back into that respawn screen, and with that round over, Jordan, It is now time for Ins to claim another victory.
Indeed. Well, again, not too much of a surprise, but good effort. Good effort indeed. And it is a nice learning opportunity to get the chance to play against a pro player on the stage. And you also, you know, how often do you get to play on a 1700 FPS machine? I don't think I've ever played on a 1700 FPS machine personally. Like I said, my PC at home, when I'm playing CS, 300 FPS. So I feel a little bit inadequate in comparison.
Yeah, and not only will you be able to get and play on these amazing PCs, you'll also walk away with these amazing bucket hats, as well as a raffle ticket for today's raffle later today at 7:15 p.m. We're giving away one of these newest Intel Core Ultra 9 CPUs.
There's a lot of people that have been hovering around this stage for a little while now. We'll get them up on stage. Get a few more of these competitors going. We've got another competitor here on the left-hand side of the stage. Sit down, sir. We'll give you a little time to have a crack at the setup, see if you can get used to it, see if you can take down Ins. Once again, we're seeing if they can win out here or about whether or not Ins will continue to keep this fight going.
Oh, what's going on here? Oh, he's getting the left-hand model. Is that right?
Oh, left or middle model.
This guy's locking in, bro. He's a serious gamer. You know, some of these guys, they walk around and they say, oh, I can't hit frags if I don't have my left-handed model. I don't know what you see. If you've seen now, they're getting these elongated models in the middle of your screen. It's kind of like Team Fortress 2 kind of vibes. Brokey was using it.
It's an old Quake thing, Jordan. In the middle model,
you can see more of your screen.
You can see more of your screen.
No, it's true. You can.
It's placebo.
It's true.
It's placebo.
True. If you could turn off the model, I would do that. And I think a lot of pro players would actually do that as well. But not an option in Counter-Strike, unfortunately.
Just getting used to the settings here. Ins is waiting nice and patiently for this.
Ins is sportingly waiting a couple of seconds before restarting, but here we go into yet another matchup, and this one could be a big one, and immediately starts off nicely. Ins, I can see the terror in his eyes as he looks across the stage after getting absolutely domed twice in a row. Is this the round where someone finally is able to take him down?
That's the question, Jordan. We've got competitors all throughout the entirety of today, seeing if they've been able to take down Ins. Nobody's been able to do it, even when we gave out handicaps to Ins.
3-1 so far.
This could be a big start.
Oi!
Ins is starting to sweat. I can see it coming from his brow.
Who is this guy?
Did you ask him?
Who is this guy?
Who is he?
Do we want to ask who he is and what his rank is?
It's all right. He's locked in right now, Rice. I don't want to wake the beast. He's already been doing a good job so far to take down Ins multiple times. Good spray as well. And Ins, couple of kills behind now, starting to get them back. We still do have another round after this one, ladies and gentlemen, for Ins to try and claw back this lead and see whether or not they can dispatch of another competitor. But again, our crowd member doing God's work here, Jordan.
Yeah, this is crazy. Ins, though, I feel like he kind of like works himself into the rounds, you know what I mean? A bit of a slow starter, but once he gets going, gets a bit of an understanding of his opponent's tendencies, he's able to start to put that work in. So it has very much flipped the script now as we're starting to get back towards even territory. Not sure exactly where we're sitting, but probably pretty close. It feels like maybe like 6-6, something like that.
Must be very, very close.
Oh, you've actually still got some
6-9.
catching up to do.
Yeah.
Ins is falling behind here. He's only got another about 30 seconds to try and finish off this map here. Been able to get one back there, though. And again, still a competitor on the left-hand side of the stage having this big lead so far on Ins, Jordan. This might be it.
10-7. It's only the first half, though, Luke. Let's not forget about that. Is this the second half?
This is the second half, Jordan.
20 seconds.
Time flies when you're having fun. Ins, come on, man. 15 seconds left to go here. Can we clutch this one up?
I don't know if he can here, Jordan. He's going to need some very quick one-taps here.
No.
Oh! We don't know about that one.
We finally got some strategic elements coming in. There's no more swinging. This guy actually plays Counter-Strike. He knows how to play time. GG.
And it is the first competitor to take down Ins on the left-hand side of the stage.
So what is your name and what is your rank and who are you?
My name is Aride and I actually play for the Melbourne Uni.
Melbourne Uni.
Yeah.
There we go. Wait, is this is a Perfect World Esports shirt as well? There you go. Did you go to Shanghai Major? GG.
All right, Rice, I think it's time for you to pick the next competitor to come up here on the stage.
I'm looking at the crowd at the moment, trying to find someone.
All right,
I'm
5
hearing
seconds
my
left.
name.
Pick.
All right, I'm just gonna pick someone. We'll go for somebody in the FlyQuest jersey, I reckon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's a few people in the FlyQuest jersey now. You want that guy? All right, we'll bring this guy up here. What's your name?
Cody.
Hi, Cody. And what is your rank? Do you have a chance?
No, I don't have a chance.
All right, that's completely fair. Would you like to sit?
All right, Cody on the left-hand side of the stage, seeing if they can be the second competitor to take down Inns here. We had our Melbourne Uni representative on the left-hand side was able to take him down after a few little tactics. Inns is just giving them a moment here to get ready to the setup, and we will start yet another round here, Jordan.
Off we go, and once again, it doesn't start too well for Inns. I don't know, maybe that hand's cramping up a little bit. Not used to the mouse, not used to playing on stage, feeling the pressure.
Not used to having you yelling in his ear behind him the entire
Knees weak,
time.
arm spaghetti, getting banded by the commentators already. He's yapping, he's saying something, I can't hear it.
He's trying to do something so far. Cody up 3-1, I think.
Yeah.
We see Inns now be able to finally get one back up against our competitor on the left-hand side of the stage. And again, the 1700 FPS is really starting to work wonders.
Yeah, remember what I said, though, about Inns and his play style. Slow starter in these 1v1s, but just starts to come back in the mid-round. And that's exactly what's happened here. It was like 3-0 at one point. Now we're up to something like 4-5-3 as he's really pulling it back and showing his dominance.
We're getting close to the end of this first round here as well. Inns has been able to claw back that lead. Nice little final kill to end the round out here for Cody on the left-hand side, seeing if he can try and replace Inns on the FlyQuest roster with this jersey on.
It was a good effort. It was a good start.
It was a
I'll
good
give him
start.
that. Plenty of teams have actually fallen into that trap against FlyQuest domestically. They often get, the pistol round. They might get the anti-eco, the anti-force buy. They think, oh, we're up 3-0. We're doing pretty well. And then FlyQuest happens, and that's kind of what's happening here on the stage as well.
Ends up being a big blown-out lead for the FlyQuest lads. And right now, Inns is really showing his prowess in this 1v1 server. They're able to do a lot of work so far. Seeing if Cody can try and find those headshots, just trying to hide away from Inns, seeing if he can try and catch him lacking a little bit. But this is where the game sense from Inns comes out. Wins the fight, though, does Cody. With only 25 seconds left to go here, Jordan. This could be another tight one.
Could be indeed. Right, Inns just picking up that kill there. He's going to start to pull it back again a little bit in his favor. 2 on the trot. Building on it. And these spawns are not too helpful at all, trying to cross to the safety of the boxes, and you don't get that much time, really. You don't get much of an opportunity against a player like Inns. If you're out in the open for more than a second, you're probably dead, and that's what we've seen.
And you can just see a lot of these headshots going the way of Inns, and once again, it looks like he is able to complete another competitor. So round of applause for Cody here on the stage, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let's look for our final and last competitor. So let's see who we can pick. I think, this might be our last one, so should be pretty fun. I think I'll go for somebody. Everyone's been really loud this time, so I'll pick somebody who's been pretty quiet and pretty chill. Would you like to come up on the stage as well? Come this side. What is your name and what is your rank?
My name's Maggie. I'm just 10K.
10K.
But I want to give it a try.
That's better than Luke. And Rice. Actually, I remember casting one of your games, Rice, back at PAX Oz, and it was definitely not 10K material. I'll just say that.
It is what it is, Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But if you guys want to see me at Magic the Gathering, I'm Mythic, so is what it is, Jordan. That's my one flex, okay? All right, once again, we got our competitor here ready and set up on the left-hand side of the stage. See if they can take down Inns and see if Inns can hold their head high.
Listen, I don't know how many of you guys want to meet Inns, but there is an opportunity for you to do that after this wraps up. So it's almost 3 o'clock. We're about 10 to 3 right now. If you do head over to the FlyQuest booth after we're done here, you can meet Inns and the rest of FlyQuest. I believe it's all of the players and probably the manager. He'll be there too. Shout out Gomez one time. Maybe Urcast will be there too. We'll see.
Yeah, the FlyQuest booth is just outside these doors and to your right, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot miss it. So if you do want to meet the FlyQuest boys, it's the best place to do it after this segment. So we're getting into this first round here. We're about 30 seconds in so far. First kill goes the way of our competitor on the left-hand side. We're seeing so far the Ins are just getting these headshots nice and locked in. Looks like it's not a slow start this time around, Jordan.
Indeed. Well, it takes a little bit of getting used to playing on the stage, and it is a nerve-wracking experience as well.
Is.
I can tell you that from experience, having played a couple of minor tournaments myself. You get into one of these competitive environments, and all of a sudden everything gets a bit shaky. You get a bit nervous. The heart starts to pump. Not for someone like Inz, he's going to be used to it, but first time on the stage, it will certainly be an experience, that's for sure.
Especially for some of these players as well. Maybe the first time they've had you screaming in their ear behind them, trying to lock in and try and take down somebody like Inz, who is playing around a lot of these different corners. So these scores, very small lead so far here for Inz, trying to find these headshots, just trying to find these different angles, try and take down our competitor here once again. The spray was there, is able to take down Inz again, Jordan. And again, you can just see in these early rounds, if you're able to get out to a nice little lead, you might be able to hold on.
Yeah, indeed. That's a rough spawn, but Inz not quite punishing it. Does get it done in the end. Giving him a little bit of a chance here and there. But that round timer starting to tick away.
Ooh.
So scoreboard going to be close surely.
Nice little headshot there as well. If they're able to try and get this next kill, that's when we can start to see the competition heat up just a little bit. We're getting to the point now where Inz is getting this lead going out with only 14 seconds left to go, Jordan. It's going to be ever so hard for our competitor to try and get down this lead.
Oh, it's getting harder as well as another headshot does come through from Inz. 5 seconds left to go, and I don't know that we're going to be able to pull this one back, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Inz will go down, but that will be that. And another good effort. Once again, Inz almost remaining undefeated on the stage. Only one going the opposite direction. So it was a good effort from Inz and a good effort from everyone in the crowd. She just wants to keep going. I mean, fair enough, you know, keep knocking his head off.
Yeah, all right, okay, sure.
He kind of deserves it.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Sometimes you just want to make sure that you get these players down. Maybe you can try and clip this up, make it a little bit of a highlight reel later on.
Indeed, indeed. Hey, before we wrap up the show, I want to give a quick shout out to Intel Core Ultra, which of course is the new CPU lineup coming through here, which is in Inz's PC, 1000 FPS. If you're interested in checking that one out, check out Centacom. They will be able to hook you up and sort you out, and maybe you guys can get yourself a bit of an upgrade. It would be something that I'm thinking about at the moment.
Yeah, if you want an upgrade, make sure you guys collect those raffle tickets around the place. If you participated here, you got a raffle ticket, but there are other places around the booth to get a raffle ticket, because at 7:15, we are going to be giving away one of these Intel Core Ultra CPUs for you yourself to upgrade your PC.
And that looks like it's it. Once again, a round of applause for our competitor here on the stage, ladies and gentlemen. Good shout out so far. Thank you to our wonderful competitor at Inz as well, who's been doing such a great job. Not the whole ticket, sorry.
And don't forget, guys, we have wrapped up here now, but if you want to meet Inz or any of the FlyQuest players or any of the FlyQuest organization, those guys will be doing a meet and greet at 3 o'clock at their booth, which is just out the main entrance, and then to the right, you should be able to see it. Not too difficult, but thank you very much for rocking up, and let's give a little cheer for Inz.